Today, you are going to draw Scarface, and you don't have a choice in the matter. Take out a pencil and paper now, or else little old man is going to go Pulp Fiction on you. If you're worried about little old hitmen coming to your door, relax. I made it easy for you. In addition to this step-by-step video, I created a web resource with photo references and text to help you succeed. But I'm a nice guy, and I took it a step further. I also created a free printable PDF to help you draw while you watch this video. I don't think we're going to have any problems here. Let's begin. Step 1. Draw a half circle. Be sure to include the triangular shape pointing downwards on the bottom right corner. Step 2. Step 2 is the most difficult step. Take some extra time to observe the shape that I just added. Notice that the indentation looks like a pointing finger. Also, notice that minus the indentation, the new shape is close to being triangular. Step 3. Add the two shapes for the eye socket. Notice that the negative space between them is triangular. Also, notice that the shape for Scarface's left eye socket is a heart shape turned to the side. Step 4. Add the nose. Be sure to notice the placement of the nostril. Step 5. Add the lines on either side of the nose and the line between the lips. The new shape is a trapezoid under the nose. Step 6. Add a flattened M shape for the top lip and an upside-down rainbow shape for the bottom lip. Step 7. Form the left side of Scarface's face and his chin. Notice that its shape is similar to the letter J. Step 8. Fill in the shapes on the inside of the ear. Step 9. Add the two lines for the neck. Also, add the shadow shape under the ear. Step 10. Add the shapes for the eyes. Each shape is similar to an almond shape with a circle in the middle. Notice that the upper eyelid blocks the top of each circle. Step 11. Put in the eyebrows and lightly outline the corner of the eye with a slightly wider line. Step 12. This step has more detail than difficulty, so take some extra time to observe the shapes added under each eye. Notice that the central shape is an upside-down rainbow under each eye. Step 13. Add the two lines to the forehead above and between the eyes. Also, take some time to fix the hairline. It's time to shade, and yes, I'm going to be normal again. Okay, so I'm going to also debut a new supply, or a new technique. I'm going to use a paintbrush to do my blending instead of a blending stump today. I am also going to break it up into sections. We have the left eye right here, and what you have to look for with the left eye, make sure that right in the inside corner of the left eye, that's the darkest part. Use the print resource that the link in the video description will lead you to see all of these steps, not just for the left eye, but for all of these steps. I put quite a lot of work into this video. Yeah, so the darkest part is going to be that area right on the inside, as well as the pupil. And if you notice, there's also a little highlight right next to the pupil. Left eye. The face is turned a little bit, so it's a little bit foreshortened. And, you know, the pupil and iris are going to be the same tone as the right eye. And we really want to get dark with that shadow underneath the eyebrow, again on the inside. We want to make him look evil. He's Scarface. So, yeah, we want to make him look, sick, evil. And one very masculine trait when you're doing portrait drawing, low eyebrows, dark area above the eyes. Make sure that you do that with this. For the forehead, I want to highlight those two lines, those two creases in between the eyes. Don't do them as dark as the area underneath, or else it's going to look funny. But make sure that you put that in. Make sure that they're leaning towards each other a little bit. There's a highlight in between them. There's also a highlight above them. Middle of the face, nostril is going to be the darkest part. As you know, I like to start out with the darkest part when I do my shading. And there's also a pretty strong shadow on the cheekbone. I believe Pacino was in his 40s when he did this movie. And as our skin gets older, it also gets thinner. And we can see our bones starts to sag. Sorry, Al Pacino, I don't mean to throw you under the bus with this, but it happens to everybody. And yeah, the cheekbone is going to leave, it's going to press out from the face, and it's going to leave a very strong shadow underneath. Also, make sure on the other side of the face, the area right to our right of the nose, on his left side of the face, make sure that you darken that a little bit as well, as you see me doing there. The ears, you can make that just a notch. Remember to make it a notch lighter than the hair. You haven't seen me do the hair yet, but just remember, leave that a little bit lighter. Lower face, most light comes from above. Almost always, you're going to see light from above, so the lower side of the face is going to be darker. That's true, especially with men, because of beards. You hear the expression 5 o'clock shadow. You want to make sure that you make the lower parts of his face dark. I'm creating a shadow right there under the neck. I didn't go to that in the step-by-step video, but it's a simple arch shape, or upside-down rainbow shape. And I'm making sure that that is the darkest part of the lower part of the face, maybe with the exception of the area in between the lips. Okay, I didn't touch on this yet, but do you see me using the paintbrush? I got a tip from a friend that I actually wound up really liking. Instead of using the blending stump or the tortillon, I'm using a paintbrush now. It gives you a more delicate touch. You could definitely have to go over it more, but it's a little bit less of a rushed way to do things. I kind of would rush my drawings. Now I have a little bit more time because YouTube just gave me a partner status, so I don't have to worry about a 10-minute time limit. So I wanted to try that, wound up loving it. Anyway, the hair, darkest part, again, we're going to stay consistent. Lower part of the face is going to be darker for the same reason. Build it up kind of slowly. Yeah, you could go right in, I suppose, with the lower part. The upper part build a little bit more slowly. Notice what I'm doing on the hairline right there. I'm using the brush, and I'm kind of softening it a little bit. Now I'm using the eraser to shape his hair a little bit. It's kind of got the Goku thing going on. Finishing touches, I'm just looking at the face. I'm remembering what I was saying about the eyes especially. I mean, what made Pacino so great in this movie were his facial expressions, in my opinion. Intimidating facial expressions. You get that with strong shadows. I'm going to stress this for this portrait that you're doing. Make sure that you make dark shadows underneath the eyebrows. Now, not to confuse this, you don't want to make the eyebrows too dark. He's an older man. As you get older, your eyebrows actually thin out a bit, less so than your hair. Yeah, that's bad news to all you guys out there, but less so than your hair, but your eyebrows definitely thin out. And again, he was in his 40s, wasn't old, but he was middle-aged when he was doing this movie. So make sure not to go too dark on the eyebrows, but the area under the eyebrows should be similar in tone, not darker, but similar in tone to the eyebrows. I'm softening everything with the paintbrush. I'm creating the highlights with the eraser like I usually do. You could use a blending stump. You could use a Q-tip if you want as well, if you don't have a paintbrush in the house. But you don't need a fancy paintbrush. You could get a paintbrush at Home Depot. I'm using a medium-sized brush and a small brush. but you can do good work with a large brush. In fact, it might even be a little bit better if you're a beginner to do it with a large brush, just so that you don't turn the brush into what the blending stump usually does. Anyway, we are close to the end of the video, so thank you for watching. If this is the first time watching my video, your first time, I hope that you choose to subscribe. I put a lot of time and effort into my tutorials. Thank you very much. Please subscribe.